Here is Unbreakable. Now, I want to apologize to anyone who's left a comment on my last Impact review and I have not answered them the entire day. I had to do that because I could not take a chance of someone leaving a comment telling me exactly what happened at the end of the show with Tessa and Sammy. I just did not want to take that chance. Now, I will be answering them after I upload this video. After I edit it and upload it. This is going to be a long one. I think it's going to be up to almost 25 to 30 minutes. I'm hoping to do it less than that, but I hope you'll enjoy it. But what did we get here? I have to see it in this point of view. If you take the production value out of the equation, you had a good show with some good matches and an ending that could leave you for more. This is what I've always said. Storytelling. Maybe giving you a story that will lead you to more. So at the end of the show, and I will elaborate on it, it can leave you for more. The rest of the matches were good, average, and great. But I have to be honest here. Production value was bad. And I'm no longer being kind of Impact about it. Impact, more than a year and a half ago, had way better production value no matter where they went. They did. Let's be honest. When they were run before, the way they were, when they were with Anthem. I mean, they're still part of Anthem, but when they started with Anthem, midway into Anthem, before they had Scott as well as Don take over. No, Bill and Don take over. I said Scott. Sorry. What you see, I'm angry because the production value going to these different venues sucks so badly. And I repeat it again. Sucks. This is Impact's fault. I don't care if the arena has their own people running the lighting, running the camera work, running the audio. You should damn make sure that you do a rehearsal multiple times to make sure that the lightings work, the audio is done correctly, and the camera work is done. Camera work was the best thing out of that three. And not saying a lot because they didn't always switch properly all the time. But the lighting and audio was atrocious. So atrocious, in fact, that even when I'm about to announce the first match right here, there was no audio for 8 freaking minutes. You couldn't hear the commentators. You couldn't hear the wrestlers. You could not even hear the fans. Nothing. Nothing there. And I don't care who was promoting that arena next to Impact Wrestling. I don't give a flying fuck. Impact is responsible because they are the ones who's doing that pay-per-view. Even if it's a throwaway one on Impact Plus, I don't give a damn. Make sure your damn production value is right. So let's go to the first match. PP Ray, which was strange how they were, with their opponents Watts and Chris Bay. Was it a good match? It was okay for what it was. It was a short opening match, probably from the local promotion there, who was the one who was working with them. Because you can see not all of them were Impact stars. There were other people as well. And this is where it got me mad because of the production value. They should have been more careful and they should have made sure they did some dress rehearsals with the audio and the lighting before the damn thing started. Because 8 minutes of that match, I couldn't hear a damn thing. I thought maybe my volume on my TV was messed up. And I had to switch off and check, and I almost blew my own ears out. It was PP Ray that won. Fine. Since we don't see them, we don't know. Now, X Division had another Fatal 5-Way match. This time was for the championship. And I kind of wish they had sponsored it on Impact. Yes, they sponsored the #1 contendership where Aiden Prince won. But here, why couldn't they have sponsored it? Why couldn't they have at least made sure, like on Twitch, that you really see it? But this is what we got. Was it a good match? It was better than the one that was on Impact because the majority of the match was inside the ring. Yeah, they had some outside and they were grouped together to a certain extent. But this time it was inside the ring. You could see what was going on. Just if you're going to talk about the production value, the lighting was not very good. It was very dim. Hell, you couldn't even see, and I got to say this correctly because I got to be calm. Don Callis and Josh Matthews, you don't have to like them. But you need to hear what they're saying. The audio was so low. Next to the fans, you couldn't hear nothing. And that was a major issue throughout the night. They couldn't understand, whoever was running the production truck, when the audio for the theme music is over, raise up the fan sound, raise up the commentators so the people at home could hear. Then when the match was over, bring the sound back down for the commentators, bring the sound down in the arena so you don't overwhelm with the theme music on the next match. And that was the major issue I was having with this match. I couldn't hear none of the guys in the ring. I couldn't even hear any of the bumps barely in the ring. How can you mess up the bumps in the ring? You can hear the bumps in the ring. Normally, if you got good sound. Decent sound, you can hear the people hit the ground. You can hit the ring. You almost couldn't hear anything in the ring and almost couldn't hear anybody in the arena. So in the end, Jake Chris wins. But it felt empty because I couldn't hear what was going on. I couldn't hear the commentators, no matter if you like them or not, if they're garbage or not. I couldn't hear the fans barely, and I couldn't even hear the bumps in the ring. Hell, when they smack each other on their own thighs, you can hear me with that. Because even with this crappy camera, the audio's good. Well, my camera's not crappy. I love my camera. But anyway, you could hear it. Next, Madison Rayne versus Yokaya. When is it? Mashana. I'm mispronouncing her name. I'm sorry. And she's in my face. She looks interesting. She looks like she might have been working reality of wrestling. And I don't know because I haven't watched the show in a while. But she looks like somebody Booker T should pick up. Because she looks like she can go in the ring. But then what was going on with Madison Rayne? I understand she was trying to play up her character. But it was like she was on something. Because she wasn't even acting like Madison Rayne in Impact. She was acting like an idiot. It was weird. I don't know what was going on. It was like she was playing with her in the ring. Then playing with her outside the ring. She was acting ridiculously silly. And then she really wasn't like she was paying attention until Mahara began to kick her ass a little bit. And then she began to act like she was supposed to. Like she could wrestle. In the end she won, but it felt really sloppy. Next. Elgin versus Eddie Edwards. I did not expect this. I didn't expect Eddie Edwards to go against Elgin. This should be in the main title scene. Particularly, they had the best match of the night. Was it the best match of the night? It was a damn great match of the night. I think it was the best match of the night for me. But this could have been in the main title picture. This is what I've been saying about Eddie Edwards. He should be in the main title picture. He shouldn't be working with Ace Austin. Not saying I hate Ace. But Ace is here. Eddie should be up here, and he's here because they got nothing for anyone to do while Brian has been supposedly in story or in actual life injured. Everyone is just stagnant. So you look at this match, and it's a damn great match. A match that wasn't 100% high flying, but it didn't need to. It was massively smash mouth. You got Michael Elgin. That guy is a beast. I hope he isn't stupid enough to go to WWE in his condition right now. They will not treat him right. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to AEW. I wouldn't be surprised. The guy can go in the ring. Got a lot of power. This match was damn good. In the end, it was Elgin who won, which I wasn't surprised. But I was surprised about one thing. If you're doing this for Impact Plus, wouldn't you think they would add a little bit of the story that's going on in Impact? Don't you think Ace Austin, who just participated in the Fatal 5-Way for the X Division title, wouldn't it have been better for him to come out and try to beat up on Eddie? Because it would make sense. He beat up on Eddie because Eddie beat up on him in the last Impact show. No story. Here's the funniest match of the night. Big Papa Pump, Little Pity Pump, and Thick Mama Pump. Thick. She's in my face. Thick Mama. Oh my gosh. I know she had to sign and pretty much say, okay, Scott, you want to do what you want to do to my ass? I got no problem. And you'll understand what I mean in a minute throughout this match. Well, he didn't grab her ass, but you understand what happened in the beginning in the talk and at the end of the match and afterward. Well, not the end of the match, but after the match. It was just funny seeing Big Papa Pump in the ring, talking. One problem. One major problem. You got Scott Steiner. The guy is talking gold. He is a ridiculously stupid talker that will make you laugh. But the problem here is that if you can't hear him, how are you going to laugh? They're in my face. I was heated. It was bad enough. 8 minutes and 13 seconds of no audio for the first tag match of the night. And then you got Big Papa Pump coming in and out. Could barely be heard. And even he noticed. And he tried to save it. It was bad. Now, seeing him almost fall off the ring ropes, trying to get up to the top turnbuckle, that was funny. But this was not funny, not being able to hear his ass. But what was interesting, and it's in my face right now, Big Papa Pump smacked some ass of a thick mama and a Gordon J. Look, I know she signed off on it and said, okay, I'll let you smack my butt. I'm okay with it. You're trying to play up to his character. He tried to put over Petey Williams. He tried to put over Big Mama. Makes sense. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing the Pump family or the Pumpers. If you bring back Big Papa Pump to be the manager for both of them and allow Jordan Grace to be Big Mama Pump, and then you got little Petey Pump going after the X Division and going after the Knockouts title, and you got the wonderful Scott Steiner in your corner as your manager. I say gold. But I'm sure they're never going to do it. But it would make sense, particularly after this match. We had two jobbers, I don't remember the names, and a guy named Gentleman Jarvis, or Jervis. I'm calling him Jarvis, even with that fur on his chest. And he's there in my face with Jordan Grace. That mess, the guy was funny. He could wrestle, but it was funny. And I think I remember seeing him on one of the on the stream with Melissa Santos. Yeah, I did see him. But in the end, they didn't win. It was the faces who was the Pump family. And Big Papa Pump smacked little Mama Pump on the ass. She's a little shocked. She got a hard smack. And then she said, okay, not bad. And then both of them flashed in my face. It had to flash in my face because I want to make this clear to anyone who sees this, who says, you can see Scott Steiner's a sexist. You're talking about Big Papa Pump's character. He's going to do this. He's a genetic freak that likes women. And he respects Jordan Grace enough to give her a smack on the ass and say, honey, you're one of my freaks. I know you grew up watching me. Give you a smack on the ass and show you that you're my woman. You're one of mine. You're one of my freaks. And I know you're going to go somewhere. That is what his character is. Now, if you don't understand that, you don't agree with it, I understand. You think he's being sexist. But I'm telling you what the character he gives off is. Let's move on. Now, we got the title match of Havoc versus Taya Valkyrie with Johnny Bravo in tow. I don't know how to feel about this match. It wasn't that it was a bad match. Wasn't. It wasn't that you had a bad showing from Taya Valkyrie or Havoc. Hell, Havoc did a great job, and Taya, she's in my face. Look at the freaking cleavage. I know Taya Valkyrie is a very great wrestler, but she knows how to show her sexuality. And that woman's boobs spilled out of her top, which any man or woman's gonna love. That's Taya Valkyrie. She don't care. She's a crazy woman. She says in Spanish. I don't know how to say it, but you get my point. The thing that gets me is that I think Havoc should have won. Honestly, I know Bound for Glory is coming up, but to be honest, I think Havoc should have won. She should have. Because this will make a lot more sense particularly what happened with Su Yung at the last Impact. Because if she won, then Sue would make sense. Now, she didn't win because she got a count-out win. Pretty much, Taya said, I'm not dealing with this, do a count-out win, and that's what we got. We got a count-out win from Taya Valkyrie. She still retains the title, she loses, but she's still there. But here's the thing, no Su Yung. You see Havoc angry beyond stink. If this is supposed to be something important, shouldn't Su Yung come out now? If Havoc is not going after the title, then it would make sense Su Yung to appear. Then they would have their feud. If Havoc is supposed to win that title, then she should have won it, and then Su Yung should show herself, and then they would have their feud. Seeing that this is a Impact Plus, a throwaway, it feels empty. That's just me. Next, Rhino versus Moose. Second best match. And I'm only saying that before the nostalgia purpose. I'm not saying that Rhino's a bad match. I'm not saying Rhino can't go in a match. But this is more nostalgic than anything else. You got Moose, who just went over RVD. And now he's going over a Rhino. Which he did. Well, actually, he didn't go over Rhino. Supposedly, what most people would believe, that if he doesn't win, he still gets a rub from Rhino. No. I don't agree with that. I don't agree because you're in a ring with a legend like a Rhino. Even if you don't win, you get a rub. In this case, he didn't get a rub. He hasn't had a rub in a while. He has been losing. He lost a Falaba in the last match. That was on the last Impact. Last week before that, he lost a match. He gets angry. He can't stand it. Another time he lost a match. All he's been doing is losing matches and saying they've never happened. So where are they going with Moose? Either they're writing him off TV because he wants to leave the company, or they're going to rebuild him from scratch, either turning him face, or they're going to turn him into a jobber bitch. I don't know. It looks like he's turning into a jobber bitch, like I said in my last review. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I'm 100% wrong, and they're going to rebuild him as a face again, because I guess the best option for him to get the title is to be a face. Let's move on. Willie Mack and Rick Swann versus Reno Scum and the North. This is a match that was the third best match of the night. It was. Now, I'm not saying it was perfect. Lighting, like in the Knockouts Championship, and I didn't say anything because I'm trying not to say too much about production, but kind of like here, in that match, lighting was bad. It would come on and off. Either it was shorting out, or some idiot kept turning off the light when they thought it wasn't necessary, and then turn it on when they thought it was necessary, particularly for the outside. Instead of leaving the lights on, like here, you see with Havoc, you see with Taya Valkyrie, where the light is off in one frame, and the light is on in another. You get that in this fatal, not fatal. You see him angry that the production value was so bad. Now, it got a little bit better throughout the night, nearing the end, but still it angered me. So in the end, the North does retain. I'm not surprised. I didn't think Rick Swann and Willie Mack was going to win. I didn't think so. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. No. Final match of the night. Tessa Blanchard, Sami Callihan. #1 contendership for the Impact World title match going into Bound for Glory. This was where I was the most worried. Now, I know people would say, hey, they had a great match. It's one of the best matches of the night. And I can easily say that. But this is not about the match quality. This is something you guys got to understand. I'm not saying Tessa or... Calm. Look, Sami and Tessa, we know, can do great matches separate or together. This is not about that. They both did great matches. Tessa gave 3 cutters. I think 3 cutters to a Sami Callihan. He took them. Tessa took a lot of hard bumps from Sami. Great. They had a good back and forth. But this is not about the match. This is about the outcome of that match. what was going to be needed to justify either Sammy going into Bound for Glory as champ or Tessa going to not champ, to get into the championship match. For both of them. Either one. You see, it's not that the ending was 100% bad. I just feel that the writing has not been good. The thing that still gets me, and I'm going to make this very clear, like I said in my Impact review, why would you have Rich Swann approach Tessa saying you should be careful OVE instead of Tommy Dreamer, or both of them for that matter? Why would you have Tommy come out without talking? Why would you have him come out the first time at Impact that was shown yesterday in recording and then come out again today? Yesterday, both of them, you know what I mean. It felt wrong. It felt like it should have been Rich. It should have been Rich Swann. As I said for my title of the last video, the one that helped, is that the right person for her? And yes, you could say Tommy Dreamer has faced Sami Callihan and OVE, but it's Rich Swann who knows OVE the best. And instead of using Rick, you use Tommy. And pretty much after the match is over, and you know that Sammy won clean. Well, not clean, but he won. You see her about to get destroyed again. And then Tommy comes out. He comes out with the kendo stick. He whacks at them. He drives not only Sammy back, but Jake, the X Division champion. What did I say months upon months ago? That it would be probably better for Tessa to go after the X Division, use option C, because I think this is where they're going. Because why would you bring out Jake Chris? You could have used Dave or Madman Fulton. They used Jake. Think about it. Anyway, both of them get their ass handed to them. They leave. And then the worst thing happens. Audio is so bad. Tommy's looking at the mic, which is in my face. He's trying to find out what to say. He wants to say something. He can't. Then the mic goes and does a huge beep in his face, shocking him. And Josh tries to say, I think that's probably the mic that Big Papa Pump dropped. You know the audio is bad. And you trying to cover it like that? Pretty much putting Big Papa Pump under the bus to try and save the bad audio because of your own production value. Dick. What he said wasn't bad. He said, I've done this for 30 years when I could hear him. I've done this for 30 years. And I bleed for people like you. I give everything for people like you who's willing to give everything. You're not just a woman wrestler. Sammy's not just a male wrestler. You're wrestlers. You have done an incredible thing, and I'll always be there for you until the day I can't give no more. Everyone should be cheering, not me, Tessa. And the crowd starts cheering for Tessa Blanchard. And he pretty much says, you better get your ass up and show how great you are. Now, what does this mean? One, this could lead to a title match between Jake Chris and Tessa Blanchard for the X Division title. It makes perfect sense. It's what I said months ago. At least a month or two ago, I said this. If they're going down this route with this, if there's not going to be a faction, she has to win the X Division title first. Then if she really is going to go after Sammy, if he goes to Bound for Glory and wins, she must, and I repeat, must cash in option C. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying it's going there, but it looks like it. Even if she doesn't go after the X Division title, just doing what she's done. It's not bad storytelling, but it's not great either. The storytelling for Tessa has been spotty at best. But I will say this. The match truly sucked everybody in that arena in. And I'm sure it sucked a couple of people who was watching it at home. Will everyone agree with this? No. Did it suck me in? No, it did not. For the simple reason is this. Either you're going to do this the right way, you're not going to do it the right way. And they have not done it the right way. They have not sponsored Tessa as a Daniel Bryan. They did not sponsor her as a China. They're trying to do something entirely different, and it looked botchy. But still, the ending was right. She was not supposed to win. Seeing Jake Chris come out and save Sammy, help him enough so he could win, was the right decision to make at this time. I know I'm not going to have people agree with me. They're going to be angry that she did not win, and I don't agree with them. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot agree. She had to lose. She needed to lose. If you really want to put her over the right way, she has to struggle. And she's not struggled. Particularly, look what happened with her talking with Jimmy Jacobs, saying Sammy thinks we're both equals. I'm going to go out there and prove that we're not. What does that sound like to you? I'm sorry. You're pushing so much of a woman agenda. Even if it wasn't about a woman agenda, it sounds like a woman agenda. That women are better than men. And that's always wrong, when especially if the storytelling is dropped so badly. Now, this could still work out great but bound for glory. I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping this week's Impact, this gets straightened out, and you see Tessa somehow rebuild herself and probably go after the X Division title to get revenge on a Jake Chris and a Sami Callihan. If they can't keep the X Division title and it goes on her waist, they can't stand it. It makes better sense that way. But it's just me. You guys tell me below, and I know I'm going to get heat for this. Was the show good? No. Production value killed it for me. But if you take away production, it was okay throwaway show. It wasn't throwaway show. They didn't try to continue any storylines. Look at Madison Rayne. She acted like an idiot in the ring. You didn't try to continue anything with Havoc and Su Yung. Particularly that Su Yung could have came out and messed with Havoc. You could have had Havoc win the title there, which you should have. This is just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!